Welcome back. Welcome. Hello. Thanks for joining us and welcome back. So this week we're going to finish off the set. It's been a long time since we started building this. It's like everything really, when it's out of your control, you just don't know when it's going to happen. But it has happened. What I've been waiting for is now here and I can share it with you. So let's get this in pride of place up here. Drum roll please. Let's get this thing mounted up there. We can just B-roll this anyway, can't we? Every now and then we get an email with people asking us questions when they've received the helmet because the rubber trim's moved or it's not quite as they expected. So I thought we could have a quick video explaining some of the screen accurate features on the helmet and what to do if during shipping something has moved out of position, or as Kellogg's used to say, settled in transit. So let's have a look. I have to do my own slow motion because Clarky can't be bothered filming it in some sort of resolution that you can do slow-mos. So we just... Anyway, let's go in there. So this is actually a box that I've just stolen from Paul in the packing area that was about to go out. Not the best example because it's got the plaque for the full commissioning, but you get the idea. COA. Okay. As you can see, it comes packaged. Now for a while we've thought about, do we need to get printed packaging and do we need to do this and do we need to do that, but at the end of the day all that is just added cost. So currently this is how they come. So as you can see, well packed with the old bubble wrap, but not overly packed because you still want it to move around a little so it doesn't get crushed. Okay, here we have ABS TK helmet. Noteworthy things straight out of the box that people may have issues with. So the first one is the brow trim may have dropped down or come loose in some way. Now the brow trim is just fixed, it's just fitted into position. So there's no glue, there's no adhesive, there's nothing on there. It may slip down during the shipping process. If it does, it's just simply a case of pushing that brow trim back on. We could glue them, but we're just moving away from being screen accurate, so I'd rather not, to be quite honest. And it's no biggie when you get it, you just push it back on. I do appreciate that if you've not handled or built or worn a TK helmet that you may not appreciate how this works, so hey, that's the point of the video. The second one is a comment that we get. Sometimes we have people saying, oh I don't know if you can see that, you hold it this way. Sometimes people say, oh the S trim, oh the rubber trim at the bottom's all puckering up and should it be like that? And yeah, that's quite fine. It's just a natural phenomenon of this particular trim. This is the S trim, which is a requirement, I believe, now on the higher standards for the 501st. And it is also what they used on the original helmet. Is this the correct application for this kind of trim? No, definitely not. But it is what they used, and all we're doing is replicating the helmets from the movie. So that's why it's there. Could we do it differently? Could we do it so it looks tidier and neater? Yes. Do we want to? No. I think you two will appreciate why we don't do that. So yeah, if you see some bunching like this, that's perfectly normal. That is to be expected. And the tighter the rubber's on, maybe the more of this bunching that you're going to get. Okay, then the next one is occasionally the foam here will push down onto the green lens material. So let's take a little look at this green lighting gel used to cover the eyes. So what you're looking at here, or what you were just looking at, is how it's supposed to sit in the helmet. From the outside, you then have it going right into the nose area in profile. Yeah, so it's not short of there. right up into the nose profile, and pretty flat, generally flat, right the way across the aperture for the eye. Okay, now let me try and mess this up. So the lighting gel, as you would have seen, is fixed on the air screw. Okay, this is exactly how they were made for the screen. So there's two points where they're fixed, and it can pivot on those points. Now, if the helmet's been mishandled or the box has been dropped when shipping, that may, with the help of the foam, may push it out of alignment. If that happens, you end up with something, this is maybe a little bit exaggerated, but you end up with something like this. If you do encounter this, it's just a simple case of repositioning the film. Now there, just before I got it to lay flat, I've managed to replicate a really nice problem that we have, where it stays lifted up, but I've solved it at the same time, so now I can't see it. Well, I know we've got a little bit of it. So even though it's in the correct place, so it's not sitting correctly on the eyes. Now there's a reason for that. It's fixed in there so that it's forcing it into that shape of the eyes. Now, of course, when you release that pressure, it forces it the opposite way, which is what's happening here. So it's just a case of manoeuvring this into position. If we use both hands in there and just basically put it to where you know that it wants to sit, it will go into the correct position. Just recently we've had a couple of people who've absolutely sworn blind that the green eye lens does not fit, and it's always that problem. So from the inside it should look quite even, top and bottom. Can you see that? And again, here we are now on the outside, and it's coming straight into this. Every one of these is checked before it goes out, so we know that they're going to fit. So when somebody comes on and says, oh, it's not quite sitting correctly, I know it's just a case of manoeuvring it. And again, I think it just comes down to the experience of handling and understanding TK helmet. Hopefully this video is going to help with that. So, screen accurate details. We've got obviously the overall shape, size of the helmet is correct. Then we've got a few notable details. The little bump on the eye is something that I always used to give away the helmets that have got any kind of lineage. It's got this bump in there. We've got the details in the trap, which once they're painted it's really difficult to see, and this was one of the details that eluded a lot of people and a lot of replicas for a long time. There's a little round shape there, or oval I should say, an oval shape in both the bottom ducts, cheek traps, call them what you will. I think you can see that detail a lot better from the inside. Then of course we've got the most famous tell for a screen used helmet, or replica of, the little bump on the forehead and the general texturing that's been caused on the front. This is all to do with the quality of the 1970s vac forming, and we've retained the whole thing. So this is, the texture is not just in the paint, which some people think. That's not true at all. It's in the plastic. These molds were taken from the inside of the helmet, and all of this detail was picked up on the tools. Okay, maybe one last one, and probably one of the most frequent ones, the crushing underneath. Again, I don't think this is actually crushing. I think this is the tool, the wear on the tool from the original run, and depending on where your helmet was on the, or where the helmet was on the original production run of the vac forming, the extent to this damage is going to be more or less. But this was definitely vac formed in, and it's not something that's been crushed over time, which I think was assumed for quite a long time. Some people may still think that, but it's not the case. It is actually vac foamed in. So there you go. So nice and fresh. Everything is correct now. We've adjusted all the little pieces that may or may not need adjusting when it comes out of the box. We understand some of the details that we're looking at, and there it is. Our legendary TK stunt helmet, made directly from a screen used helmet. Something that I've been thinking about for quite a long time now, a very long time actually, since I've been making props, is opening this up, becoming a little bit more accessible to you guys. So what we're looking for is, it's going to be a new feature that we're going to run on the channel. What we're looking for is people who've got props made by anyone, doesn't matter, made by anyone, and you've managed to break them, damage them, do whatever. So what we're looking for is people to get in touch and say, I've got this, can it be fixed, how do I fix it, or am I just totally wasting my time? And we'll have a look and we'll advise on what we can do. We'll see if we can offer some advice on fixing it, repairing it, or explain why it's not feasible, or we'll just work around the whole situation. So basically, if you've got any broken props and you've had them there for a while and you didn't really know what to do with them, or you've just broke something, get in touch. It'll give us an opportunity to, rather than just promote the stuff that we do, it'd be nice to actually give some advice back and see if we can fix up some other stuff and help some of you guys out of presumably a hole that you're in with damaged prop. So I don't know, it's an idea, I'm throwing it out there. Comment below, send your images, email us at studio@rspropmasters. If it's a big detail one and you need to send a few photographs or whatever, there you go, it's out there, get involved. Anyway, that's it for this time, guys. If you like the video, please do click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, we always appreciate that, turn on notifications, comment below if you've got anything to say about the videos, we do take them on board. And on the comment below thing, if you've got any comments about Russell Crowe that you want to direct my way, all welcome.